What's up, YouTube? I want to talk to you guys about a special trimmer that is hitting. I actually ordered it. It's on its way. We're going to review it and see if it stacks up to the T-Outliners, which the T-Outliners were huge. I still use them. I love them. I think they're one of the best pair of trimmers out there, especially them being cordless. I've been seeing things about the Masters and I kind of have mixed feelings about it because I like the Masters. I think they're great clippers, but the thing is they're probably not going to be the same as the regular Masters. The regular Masters have a different motor. The cordless ones are going to be a rotary motor, and the regular Masters have a magnetic motor. So that's going to be a huge difference. So we got to see how they cut, if they cut the same. Everything else will be the same, the looks are the same, the blade's the same. So the biggest thing is the motor though, so we'll see. But I'm excited for the wall detailer, the cordless, the LIs. I should be getting them next week and we'll see how they hit. But in the meantime, we're gonna jump into this video. This is a beard. This is my process to do a full beard. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a quick one. Leave in the comments below and let me know what you guys think about these kind of different style videos. Give me some ideas on what I could do, what you guys want to see. If there's anything that you guys need to work on that me or somebody in my shop could help with. So I appreciate all the support, guys. Stay tuned for the video. Alright, so I want to show you guys my process on how to do a beard since we are on the process series. So with the beard, especially his kind of beard, he likes length down here, but we're going to kind of trim it so it's not so fluffy on the side. Now when you're combing out a beard, I like to use a pick. You don't want to pull, so if you feel a knot, don't pull that through. Let go and then go back in. Let go, go back in until it breaks loose. Because at that point you're pulling hair out and it's almost like taking a balloon string and scissors and curling the string with scissors. Same thing with the beard. Typically when a beard is this long, you want to recommend to your client to use a brush so it doesn't get waves in it. So very first thing, comb it out. And because he's been here quite a while, this is probably what, your 10th time coming?
Yeah, I think it's been about that.
Typically I would use hairspray to hold the beard initially, but because we've shaped it quite a few times and his beard holds the shape really well, we're not gonna do the hairspray. So the first thing I'll do is start on the sides and clean them up. Now I typically like to freehand this, but if you're new to it, you don't have to. And also with the white cape and the dark beard, it makes it a lot easier to see what you're doing. And then here you just we're just cleaning up everything, go straight down with it. Now a lot of people will say use shears on your beard, which you could. I just find it easier to do the clippers and I don't see a difference. And constantly look straight onto the beard while you're doing this. And then this down here, because he wants the length, there's quite a few longer hairs, you can just go in and trim those up. So for this portion here, you could use scissors. Chin up a little bit. All right, here, some people don't like where it's straight across. They like to be rounded. I prefer the straight across look, especially as a profile view. It just looks cleaner. So that's what we're gonna do here. You just kind of want to go down and get rid of some of that bulk down here. Now, if this was his first time getting a trim, this would be a lot crazier than what it is. You want to be careful you don't pinch the skin with your clippers. All right, you're okay, you can rest. So the profile look now, it looks really clean. So that's basically how you shape the beard. Now we're gonna go and clean up the lines. Again, if this was his first time, it would be, you know, a lot more time consuming. Here we're gonna blend it into the skin. Clean this up. And then when you set your beard line, you want to, right where the lips meet, that's the lowest you want to go. Don't go any lower, because you want all this weight here. Just makes it look fuller. And when you're doing it with your clippers, you can keep it a little high and go back with the razor, and it'll lower it a little bit. And we're gonna do the same thing to this side. Now a lot of guys with their mustache, they don't like it to be growing out. So I'll typically take a 1.5 and go with the grain, and it kind of cleans it up without making it look funny with a big beard, where, you know, this doesn't look too short. Then we want to get it off the lips. Same thing on this side. And if you have to, use your finger and place it on the chin, and that kind of gives you leverage so you're not shaking and accidentally slipping. Alright, so for the most part that's good. We're gonna go back one more time and just clean up some of these flyaways here. And you can always stand behind the client. Blend this. So So it's a lot of playing with your lever as we're blending. So this was no guard open. Now we're gonna do the one guard open. Another thing is, instead of laying your clipper flat like you would on a haircut, kind of angle it. Kind of enclose it. And once you get to the end, kind of lay it flat. That's basically blending. A lot of it's freehand, kind of playing and learning your process, just like a haircut. Find a process and stick with it, and it won't take you very long to do it. Do a really nice looking beard trim. All right, we're gonna clean up under his neck. Your chin up a little bit. So you don't want to bring the neckline too high, because a lot of the weight of his beard is going to come from the neck. So make sure you kind of keep it pretty low. Here we got it right about where his hairline is. There's just a couple of those strays that we need to kind of clean up. All right, you're okay. Now we're gonna take the razor and clean his lines up. I typically like to, a lot of people don't like this, but I'll do it dry for the line, because it kind of gives me, when I hit where his line is, my razor will stop. There's no accidental. And typically, if you don't put pressure on your razor, it's not gonna hurt the client. But just in case, you always want to ask your client if they irritate real easy. Same thing on this side. And then stand in front of your client, make sure the lines are good and even. See, those look really good. This side might be a little high. You want to be careful, because you'll get in that where you're fighting each side. This side's a little high, this is low, so you trim down this side a little bit, and then now this side's high. You just want to be careful you don't do that. Now with the rest, these things are amazing. Most of the time they'll get closer than your straight razor can get, because they're going against the grain. On a straight razor, you typically want to go either across the grain or with the grain. That's where people get irritated, is because you go against the grain with a straight razor, and it's not typically good for the skin. All right, we're gonna throw a little bit of balm. When's the last time you put balm in your beard?
A couple days ago.
So he's good to get some. You don't want to oversaturate the beard, so always ask your client before you put product in. And then here you want to melt the balm. And typically on a beard this long, I'd recommend balm over oil, because it kind of does the same thing, but it also gives you that kind of hold. And make sure you get it down to the skin. And once you get it in, you want to go back and pick it out one more time. And this time it should go a lot smoother. All right, now we're gonna do one last trim, look at it, and looks pretty good, but we're gonna go back in. Look up one more time for me. Oh, it looks good. So most of the time, once you get a shape going, it holds its shape really well. Now, no beard's gonna be perfect unless you do hairspray and you keep the hairspray in, you're okay. You're always gonna have some kind of flyaway or clean this cape off. And we're basically done.